Jennifer Vaz and her boxer dog, Molly, enjoyed a tranquil life in their picturesque town, surrounded by rolling hills and serene riverbanks. Their favorite pastime was strolling along the river, where Molly roamed freely, her leash often left at home. Molly would sprint ahead, explore the surroundings, and periodically return to check in with Jennifer before darting off again. One day, however, their idyllic routine took a heartbreaking turn. Molly had wandered off as usual, but didn't come back immediately. Jennifer, initially unconcerned, continued her walk until Molly's absence became noticeably prolonged. The next moment, Jennifer's calm was interrupted by Molly's frantic barking. The dog, usually so composed, was now agitated and persistent. Molly had discovered something alarming. She had spotted a cage partially submerged in the shallow river. Intrigued and distressed by what she found, Molly leaped onto a nearby rock, sniffing at the cage with growing urgency. She let out a worried whine, her eyes fixed on the cage, as if she knew it contained something important that needed to be addressed. Molly ran back to Jennifer, barking incessantly. Jennifer, assuming this was just another of Molly's playful antics, initially dismissed it as a call for a game. She bent down to pat Molly and picked up a stick, tossing it away from the riverbank. She knew Molly enjoyed retrieving sticks, and this seemed like a harmless distraction. But Molly wasn't interested in the stick. Her barking grew more frantic, and she stared at Jennifer with an intensity that suggested something was seriously wrong. When Jennifer failed to understand, Molly ran back to the riverbank, looking at the cage, and then back at Jennifer, desperately trying to communicate. Jennifer, growing more curious, followed Molly's lead. Although she initially thought her dog was merely playing, Molly's uncharacteristic behavior was hard to ignore. Molly, usually calm and collected, was now jumping up, attempting to catch the hem of Jennifer's shirt. Her anxious behavior was enough to make Jennifer abandon her usual route and follow her dog. As they reached the riverbank, Jennifer glanced around but saw nothing unusual at first. Everything appeared normal, with the river gently flowing and the sun casting its warm light over the scene. Molly, however, bounced on the rocks beside the partially submerged cage, her nose twitching with concern. Jennifer's heart began to race as she drew closer to the water's edge. Molly's worried whines grew louder, guiding Jennifer's gaze to the cage. At first, Jennifer saw only the rising waters, but as she looked more closely, her eyes settled on the cage and her heart skipped a beat. The cage was not empty. Inside, Jennifer could make out a small, struggling figure. Molly continued to whine and paw at the water, her distress palpable. Jennifer, now fully aware of the gravity of the situation, approached the cage with a mixture of dread and determination. She carefully waded into the water, her mind racing with concern for whatever or whoever was trapped inside. As Jennifer reached the cage, she could see that it was locked and partially submerged, the water rising around it. With a deep breath, she grabbed a nearby rock and used it to pry open the cage's rusty lock. The water was cold and biting, but Jennifer's urgency drove her forward. When she finally managed to open the cage, her heart sank at the sight inside. There was a small, trembling animal, barely conscious and clearly in distress. It was a young dog, no more than a few months old, shivering from cold and fear. Jennifer carefully lifted the small creature out of the cage, her hands trembling as she checked for signs of injury. Molly, now calm but still watchful, nudged the rescued dog gently, as if to comfort it. Jennifer cradled the tiny animal in her arms, her mind racing with thoughts of how such cruelty could happen. She quickly carried the puppy back to the riverbank, her heart aching for the helpless creature. Back at home, Jennifer and Molly ensured that the puppy received immediate care. They wrapped it in warm blankets, fed it, and took it to the vet for a thorough checkup. The vet confirmed that the puppy was malnourished and dehydrated, but otherwise in relatively good health given the circumstances. Jennifer's discovery and the subsequent rescue made local news, drawing widespread attention. The story of Molly's heroism and Jennifer's compassion touched many hearts. The community rallied to support the rescue, offering help and spreading awareness about animal cruelty. Jennifer decided to adopt the puppy, naming it Scout. Molly, ever the loyal companion, seemed to embrace her new role as Scout's protector and friend. The two dogs quickly formed a bond, and Jennifer was grateful for the unexpected turn of events that had brought Scout into their lives. Their daily walks by the river resumed, but now they had Scout as part of their family. Jennifer often reflected on that fateful day, grateful for Molly's vigilance and the opportunity to make a difference. Molly's extraordinary instincts had not only saved a life, but also strengthened the bond within their family, reminding Jennifer of the profound impact one act of compassion can have. Their walks by the river became even more cherished moments, a testament to the special connection they shared and the beauty of finding hope and kindness even in the darkest of circumstances. Trapped within the cage was a dog struggling to stay afloat, its strength rapidly fading. Jennifer's heart sank as she grasped the dire situation. The dog's movements were weak, only the slight twitch of its eyes and nose indicating any sign of life. Panic surged through Jennifer as Molly's anxious whines grew louder, reflecting the urgency of the moment. Without a moment's hesitation, Jennifer waded into the frigid water, her resolve overpowering her fear. She battled against the current, her hands shaking as she grappled with the cage, which was pinned down by tangled twigs and reeds. With a mixture of determination and sheer will, she managed to dislodge the cage from its watery trap. Carrying the cage to the riverbank, Jennifer quickly opened its door. The exhausted dog collapsed onto the bank, gasping for breath and trembling uncontrollably. Molly hovered nearby, sniffing and pacing around the distressed animal, her worry palpable. Jennifer's heart ached at the sight of the half-drowned dog. Without thinking twice, she gently scooped the frail creature into her arms, cradling it like a fragile baby. The dog's cold, shivering body brought tears to Jennifer's eyes. With Molly by her side, watching anxiously, Jennifer rushed to the nearest veterinary hospital. The journey felt endless, each second stretching into eternity as Jennifer silently prayed for the dog's survival. For days that turned into weeks, a dedicated team of veterinarians worked tirelessly to save the rescued dog, now named River. Their efforts were marked by determination and hope, despite the seemingly insurmountable odds. Doubts occasionally surfaced, but the medical team refused to surrender to despair. Throughout this period, Jennifer remained in constant contact, eagerly seeking updates on River's condition. Her concern and dedication were evident, as was Molly's, who seemed to understand the gravity of the situation. Slowly but surely, River's condition began to improve. His frail body regained strength, and a glimmer of vitality returned to his eyes. The journey to full recovery was long and arduous, but Jennifer's belief in miracles kept her hopeful. Each small progress filled her with immense joy and gratitude. The attention sparked an investigation, and authorities soon discovered River's previous owner, Aaron Davis, a 36-year-old man. He admitted to growing tired of River, and rather than surrendering him to a shelter, had cruelly abandoned him in a cage in the woods. River's frantic attempts to escape had likely led him into the water. Despite Davis's claims, there was no excusing his cruel and reckless actions. As River's health continued to improve, a deep and beautiful bond formed between him, Jennifer, and Molly. It was as though they were kindred spirits united by a shared experience and compassion. Jennifer felt a profound sense of purpose in River's life, and Molly seemed to recognize the special connection they had forged. Moved by this newfound bond, Jennifer made a life-changing decision. River, having endured so much, deserved a forever home filled with love and care. Jennifer approached the shelter with the proposal to adopt River once he had fully recovered. The shelter staff, deeply touched by Jennifer's unwavering commitment, welcomed the idea with enthusiasm and relief. With Molly by her side, Jennifer brought River into their home. Molly, excited by the arrival of her new friend, showered River with affection. The two dogs quickly bonded, playing and frolicking as if they had known each other for years. Their shared adventures and moments of play cemented an unbreakable bond that transcended species. For Jennifer, this experience ignited a passion for animal welfare. She became an advocate, sharing River's story to inspire others to make a difference. In their small town, Jennifer organized events and fundraisers to support local shelters and ensure every animal had a chance at a loving home. Her commitment was a testament to the profound impact that compassion and determination can have. Jennifer, River, and Molly's story became a beacon of hope, illustrating the power of love and kindness in transforming lives. The bond they shared was a testament to the resilience of the spirit and the difference one compassionate act can make. Together, they continued to spread their message of hope, proving that even in the face of adversity, there is always the potential for new beginnings and lasting change.